Welcome to online maths lessons. Today I am going to teach you about how to change the subject of a formula. A formula is a mathematical rule or a relationship that describes using letters or symbols. Sometimes you need to rearrange the formula to find the value that you are looking for. For example, the area of a circle A is equal to pi r squared. We can construct a formula to find the area of the circle, where capital A represents the area and that is equal to pi times r squared. R is the radius of the circle. This is useful if we know the radius of the circle and want to find the area. All we have to do is just substitute the value of r into this formula and then find the area. What if we want to find out a formula that has r as the subject? In order to make r the subject, we must rearrange this formula. Let's see how we could rearrange this formula in order to make r the subject. So if we know the value of a and pi, then we can find the value of r. Our formula is a equal to pi r squared. So with the pi on the right hand side, I can't make r the subject. I must move pi to the left hand side. How can I move pi to the left hand side? Since pi is multiplied by r squared, in order to get rid of pi, I must divide the right hand side by pi. So I am actually introducing a division so that this pi will cancel out with the pi at the bottom. However, since this is a formula and there is an equal sign, whatever you do to the right hand side, you must do the same to the left hand side and vice versa. So I have to divide the left hand side by pi as well. So this pi will now cancel with this pi. On the left hand side I have a divided by pi, and on the right hand side I have r squared. What I want to find is r, not r squared. So I must take the square root of r squared, and I must do the same on the left hand side as well. So I take square root of a over pi. Square root of r is equal to r. Now I am going to rearrange the formula. I am going to write right hand side as left hand side. The square root of r squared is r. And on the right hand side I have square root a over pi. Okay, let's work out this example. In this question I have to work out the value of x. As it is now, it is difficult to find the value of x. I must make x the subject by rearranging the formula. Then I can substitute the value of a and h into the rearranged formula and find the value of x. First of all, I must get rid of the 2 on the right hand side. In order to get rid of the 2 on the right, I must multiply the right hand side by 2. So that this 2 will cancel out with that 2. If I introduce a term with an operation to the right hand side of a formula, I must do the same to the left hand side as well. So I must multiply the left hand side by 2 as well. So now this 2 will cancel out with that 2. So on the left hand side I have 2a equal to h times by x plus 10. Now I have to get rid of the h on the right hand side. In order to get rid of the h on the right hand side, I must divide the right hand side by h. I have to do the same to the left hand side. So on the right, this h will cancel out with that one, and on the left I will have 2a over h. Now I am going to rearrange the formula to write the right hand side as left hand side. So x plus 10, and then the equal sign on the right hand side I will have. So the left hand side will become right hand side, so 2a over h. Now I can move this plus 10 to the right hand side. So when the plus 10 moves to the right hand side, it will become a minus. X equal 2a over h minus 10. Now I can substitute the value of h and a into this formula. So x is equal to 2 times a equal to 27 and h equal to 4 minus 10. How many multiples of 2's are there in 4? There are 2. 27 divided by 2 is 13 and a half minus 10. 13.5 minus 10 is 3.5. So our answer is 3.5. So in order to get rid of a term from one of the sides of an equation or a formula, all you have to do is simply introduce in the opposite mathematical operation to what it is already related. For example, in order to get rid of h, I introduce a division of h because it is already related by a multiplication. And on the previous step, in order to get rid of the 2 at the bottom, I introduce a multiplication of 2. Opposite operation to a division is the multiplication. So this is what you have to do when you want to move a particular term from one side of a formula or equation to the other side. I hope now you have a good understanding about changing the subject of a formula. In order to access more video lessons by Maths Online Tutor, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.